Scruffy Audio Network.
Okay, are you going to introduce us?
Yeah.
Stop looking at your phone. You're supposed to be introducing us. This thing's only going to last 10 minutes. What's your problem?
10 minutes!
10 minutes! Ain't nobody got time for that.
Woo! Yeah. All right, welcome to Why Would You Go There, everybody. Good to have you. This is going to be our second short, stumpy, beignet, I don't remember what you called it, episode.
Vignette. Man, you're so uncultured.
I am.
Great job.
I'm so dumb. Yeah.
Short, stumpy.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about?
Today we're going to talk about...
by the way, follow us on Facegram.
Oh, yeah.
Facegram.
Follow us on Facegram.
Holy
oh, man.
smokes.
So you
what
have totally wasted this first minute of... You've wasted a tenth of our time already. What an idiot.
I feel like that falls in line with what we normally do. It's usually about 20 or 30%, actually.
Yeah, we actually give people about 1 minute information in every 55-minute podcast.
Yeah. But follow us on Facebook, Instagram, at Why Would You Go There, and then on Twitter at Why Would You Go.
Yes, exactly. So today we're going to talk about Universal Studios. That's right. Oh, let's do it again.
Universal Studios.
Oh, that's so great, man. So that's all right. So 2 minutes now have gone. So I want to talk about Universal because, first of all, I just went there. I've been 15 years ago, and then something like that. Maybe.
So when you were 55. Sorry.
When I was 65, you idiot. And then we just went. And the reason we went was because of Harry Potter.
Oh, wow.
So
my wife's jealous.
So, yeah, my wife is the one that drove this thing because listen, I don't want to sound sexist at all.
Oh, gosh.
But
so you're immediately going to.
Of course. But I feel like ladies like Harry Potter a lot more than guys do. In my household, I know that's true. But I really enjoyed it. So Georgia, she was kind of driving that train. She's like, yeah, she wanted to go see the Harry Potter stuff, so Diagon Alley and all that stuff. So just so you know, in Universal, there are two parks. There's Islands of Adventure, which has different sections. It's great for kids or whatever. I mean, it's great for adults too, but it has a Dr. Seuss section. I love that. I like hanging out there because it's all the little kids. They have a Marvel. That sounded terrible, didn't it?
That really did. Wow.
They have a Marvel comic section.
So not only did you offend the ladies.
Stop it. Stop it. They have a Marvel comic section. They have a Harry Potter section. And I can't remember what else they have, but they have 4 or 5 different sections in Islands of Adventure. They're just little islands, basically. And then there's also...
So you just have a ticket to get into one of them, right?
You do. You do. And I'll talk towards the end about cost.
Okay.
But the other one's Universal Studios proper, which they're right beside each other. And that one has several different, like, Universal movie type things. You know, Universal owns Scooby-Doo, and they own The Simpsons and the Men in Black series and all the movies that they've done. So they have lots of different movie things. Oh, one of the Islands of Adventure is like the Lost World, like
cool.
You know, Jurassic Park.
And all that is one ticket.
So each one can be one ticket. You can buy to get into just one park.
Okay.
But to get into 2 parks in one day, and they're close enough that you could do. We did all of both parks. We didn't ride every single ride, but we rode probably 10 rides, a ton of rides, walked completely through all of both parks, went in a lot of shops in one full day, in like maybe 12 hours.
So how long were
maybe 11 hours.
The wait times for the rides?
The wait times for the rides were mostly an hour, which we didn't do. And I'll first let me tell you about
I'm going
to tell you about the price. So it's $170 for a day. Per person. Sounds like a lot because it is a lot.
I was going to say, where's he going with this? Yes.
It sounds like a lot because it's a dang sure a lot of money. But it's comparable to Disney. You know, Disney's $185.
Oh.
And I'll talk about comparisons a little bit more here in a second. But for an additional $120, so that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yes.
I mean, you're $300 a ticket.
Yes.
Almost. You are skipping the line every ride. Every time, which takes that hour down to 3 minutes, 4 minutes,
wow,
something like that.
So there's no max amount of times you can use it?
Nope. No,
Oh, wow.
you just
Okay.
you just carry your ticket around, and they scan it in. It's called the Express, and you go right to the front of the line
on every single ride.
every
too.
single
Oh,
ride.
Wow.
So that is the reason we could do both parks in a
Yes.
day. Without that, so we paid basically $120 each to be able to do both parks in one day, and
Yeah.
it was well worth it.
Yeah.
There are several rides that I rode that I was like, okay, that if I had to wait in line an hour for that, probably would have been okay. And then there were also at least a half dozen rides that I was like, I would be punching somebody as I got out of this thing if I had to wait in line for the Despicable Me ride. Terrible. It's great for kids. There's a lot of in the Universal Studios proper. There's a lot of those 3D rides, and I learned pretty quickly that I don't love those 3D glasses because they make me nauseous. But yeah, that Despicable Me ride, I would have. Oh, yeah, I'd have been really upset if I'd have waited an hour.
Minions are awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
So where is this park at, by the way? What,
It
Tampa?
is no, it's in Orlando.
Okay,
and it's
okay.
right down the road from Disney. You know,
Okay.
Disney's
I gotcha.
like a big spread out complex.
Yeah.
With lots of minions. We just call them children. Running around everywhere. Universal is more compact, and it's kind of it's closer into Orlando than Disney is. But they have their own complex. We stayed at a DoubleTree right on the park grounds. Nice. They have a big area with lots of restaurants. We ate right there. So at the entrance, there's several restaurants. A lot of them you would recognize, like Bubba Gump Shrimp Company and stuff like that. And then a couple of other shrimp. You can get bowl shrimp. You can get shrimp scampi, fried shrimp. And then a couple other restaurants, little kind of nicer restaurants. And so we ate a nice Italian meal, and it was pretty good Italian food. I got to say, it was, you would think it'd be outrageous compared to the prices of the place, but it was only we spent less than $100.
Okay,
and we each got drinks.
Waters.
When have you known me to drink water?
So true.
Other than when I'm podcasting, that's the only time I'm drinking water.
I hope it's water.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about. So you've been to Universal before, right?
It's been a long time.
Do you remember?
I was a kid.
So you don't. Yeah, it's
no.
a kid.
And it's probably done
That's
so
probably
much
been
since
50
then.
years too. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing like when you were a kid.
Yeah. They've
You
had
probably
so
went there
many,
when they
I mean,
had the Back to the
Minions-
Future ride.
Yeah.
They don't
literally.
anymore.
Yeah.
They don't have it.
So yeah, all Harry Potter wasn't in existence when I went. So
Yeah, we saw they have the Back to the Future car, the actual car from the movie,
Oh,
sitting
cool.
there, and we saw one person looking at it. I mean, we walked by it twice. One person get in their picture with it, and she was
70-year-old.
Oh yeah. There's no way she was under 60. And I was like, that's the one person that knows what that is, in this park.
That's awesome.
But I would like to compare it to Disney because I know there are tons of Disney fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you that the experience at Universal was much better than any experience I've ever had at Disney. Yeah.
So just to make sure, you just offended women earlier.
I did not
You talked
offend any
about
women. They love Harry Potter.
Kids, weirdo. And now you just offended like half the country that has kids because everybody loves Disney.
Yeah, and I don't love Disney, and even though I did a family vacation there just a
Okay.
couple years ago.
So what do you makes it better? Why do you think it's
First of all, I feel like Disney is basically a Walmart where there's on pavement where there are a bunch of screaming kids that all need to be beaten.
Well, I'll second that. I haven't even been there in a while, but
the way that Universal, I was just joking about that, but the way that Universal's laid out is it's much easier to get around, and there's a lot less congestion.
Yeah.
They've just set it up so you can move around, and there are not that there's any problem. Not that I have a problem with kids, but there are a lot less little kids there because it's not geared towards toddlers like Disney is.
Yeah. So
a lot less strollers, which kind of helps with the congestion stuff. So all that kind of stuff. I just think it's a better theme park for me.
Yeah,
I thought
Disney is fantastic for their brand. Obviously, they do great.
Yeah,
but it's for you.
It's great for,
and probably for me.
For
we
little
probably
kids,
would
right?
like Universal better. Okay, I got you.
So and that's why
that makes sense.
What do you want? What questions do you have? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Did you have a favorite ride or anything or what?
Yeah, both the
anything?
Harry Potter rides. There's the Green Guts. I don't know anything about Harry Potter. I know
Okay.
Diagon
Yeah.
Alley, which looks exactly like Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
Just right from the movies, which was really cool. Green Guts ride was kind of an interior roller coaster. And it had the 3D glasses, but you can tell the newer rides versus the older ones. The newer ones, for some reason, they didn't make me sick. I think it's just better CGI or whatever it is. And then the Harry Potter ride in Islands of Adventure, I forget when that was called, but it's actually inside a castle, and it's an inside roller coaster too, and it was really cool.
So to quote you, you said your wife was driving that train. So to go.
Yes.
So did you like it after you went?
Loved
was
it.
it worth it?
Yeah,
You're
it was
glad you went?
worth the
Okay.
money, and we had a great day. And also, there's like a Hogwarts Express where you can ride from one park to the other.
Oh,
so
cool.
that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, it shows images of Hogwarts. Like a movie as if you were going through the countryside, going towards Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Fun, really quickly, because we got to end this thing. Really quickly, funny story. The couple that was in front of us, they got off the Hogwarts Express, thought it was a ride. And when they got to the other park, they got out, and they're just stopping traffic. There are like 6 people standing there, and they're like, and I didn't notice at first what was going on. My wife pointed it out. They're like, we're someplace different. What happened? Yeah, that was awesome.
That is awesome.
So we laughed at that because I
bet
love
that
to laugh at people's misery.
Yeah, I bet that happens all the time.
Yeah, you went to a different park. Anyway, all right. So this has been a Why Would You Go There vignette.
Yeah.
What is it? A short?
Stumpy.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah.
Why would you
Stumpy.
go there vignette? 10, 12 minutes, hopefully. We gave you something to think about. Go to Universal
Hopefully you
Studios.
can take us in shorter spurts.
Go to Universal Studios
Yeah.
over Disney. That's my end game for you. That's the thing that I want you to take away from this. And end with our motto.
Did you do an Avengers?
End people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's better in people. All right, our motto, it's better to go someplace that you hate than to not go anywhere at all.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to us.
Yep, we're out of here.
We'll check you again soon.
I love this chair. Every time I get done, I lean back and I make these random creaking sounds.